Everyone, my name is Aisata Maiga. I'm from Mali in West Africa. And today I'm about to make a briefing about the movie Crimson Tide. I'm pretty sure many of y'all got to watch it. I'm doing this briefing for my senior seminar class, which is my leadership class, Ldr4400. I'm taking this class at Troy University in Alabama. And today, my main objective is to brief to you guys about the leadership and the followership type I have been observing during the movie. And therefore, I'm gonna have to talk about the core leadership styles of the main two characters in the movie. I will talk about one type of leadership that I think should be used in that type of situation. And my last point will be about followership and one of the follower type that Dr. Kelly's talked about in our book. And first, I'm going to talk about the core leadership styles of the Captain Ramsey and the Lieutenant Commander Hunter. First, for Captain Ramsey, I think his leadership type was an authoritative type because he used his power, I would say, because he was the most powerful in the troop. He was the most ranked. Therefore, his leadership type was, his leadership type was mostly about, I give orders, the followers execute. So there was a no back and forth situation between them. When he said something, he wanted the order to be executed without no back and forth situation. So that was his type of leadership, I would say. He was mostly an authoritarian type of leader. Next, I will talk about Captain Ramsey. I'll talk about Lieutenant Commander Hunter's leadership type, which was a participative leadership style. Ask me why. That is because his leadership type, he mostly used all of his followers. It wasn't only about him, and he also made sure everybody was involved, because the type of situation they were living, it was a live or die situation. So if you make your people participate, they will give you more. And I think his leadership style was a participative style. Next, I will talk about what type of leadership I would have been using if I was the one choosing the type of leadership. I think I will just stick to the participative type, because as I say, it is a leadership type that involves everybody. It's not about just someone else. It's about everybody. And the followers will give more of themselves because they know they are not sitting on the bench. They have to give their part of it. It's like a basketball game. If you know you're going to be part of the game, everybody's going to give more of themselves. You know, it's a teamwork. And a participative leadership style is most of a teamwork. Everybody give their part of the job. And an example of that was when Lieutenant Commander Hunter made sure Vossler was more involved, and he was giving his part when he was fixing the radio for them so they can listen to what the message was saying. I think that was a good participative leadership style used by Captain Hunter, and therefore I think I will use a type of leadership as that one. My next point gonna be about Kaylee's followership styles. If we look at it, followership was seen back in the time as something which wasn't that important. They used to see the leader, the head of everything. If the leader doesn't do this, it won't happen. But today, we see that followers are very important in the leadership process. Therefore, leaders need followers to be seen. if you don't have a follower, you won't be seen. And there was 5 type of follower, and in this briefing, I'm gonna take the time to talk to you about one of them and kind of give you an example of that one which occurred in the movie. I'm gonna talk to you about the scene a little bit. And before that, I'm gonna talk to you about the specific one I'm gonna talk to you. It is an effective leadership. The effective followership, an effective follower is, I would say they are very, very energetic, they are enthusiastic, and also very benefit to the organization. They contribute. They think for themselves. And basically they know what to do. They have that level of maturity. Like, remember what we saw in the chapter, our first chapter, which was about situational leadership. And in the situational leadership, you need to have some type of maturity with the followers. The followers have to have some type of readiness. And I think an effective leader most of the time have a higher maturity, so they know what they're deciding. By thinking for themselves, they also know what the decision is about. They are proactive, I will say. And the example I'm going to give you that happened in the movie would be the one with the chief of the boat when he was facing that kind of ethical dilemma in between Captain Ramsey and Lieutenant Commander Hunter. And we all know what type of dilemma he faced in the movie. So for the chief of the boat to be that bold and take such a decision by disobeying to the captain, who had a higher grade and hierarchical level in the army, and obey to the lieutenant commander, was a tough and bold decision. And therefore, I will say from that the chief of the boat was an effective follower. And also Dr. Shannon, who is my teacher, said that and I saw it too in the book, saying that, what is that thing again? Genuine leadership doesn't require people to sacrifice their integrity. It's mostly about giving what they got. They don't sacrifice their integrity. So therefore, I think the chief of the boat did very well in this by being an effective leader. And this is how and what I learned from this leadership and this movie. Therefore, this conclude my briefing.